Cigarettes or alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get rid of it and get through that 30 days, that's going to be really big for you. And then you stop having, all the cravings and things like that. And food actually becomes sensitive to you. So, you want to tell your little?
I had sugar this weekend and I got really, really sick. I had to, work on my sugar because my stomach hurt so bad from having sugar this weekend. So I learned my lesson.
So, I mean, she did great. She was like 100% for, almost 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And then became very sensitive to eating something that was greasy and sugary and refined grain and whatever else they had in it. All right, so adrenal glands. So Doc just started talking about adrenal glands. What they are, has everyone heard of adrenal glands or adrenaline? Okay. Adrenal glands are two triangular shaped glands that sit right on top of our kidneys. And they're important for a couple of reasons. They produce a lot of hormones. Really what they do is they control some sugar, some salt, and they're kind of the fight or flight glands. You want to go through this, Doc? Or do you want to keep going?
Well, go ahead. You got it. I'll chime in as I do.
I know. Okay. So adrenals produce hormones that help balance blood sugar. It helps your body manage your daily ebbs and flows of energy. So these are there for you when you start to get tired and you need to do something, they should kick on for you. What we do now is we use substances that alter these things, like caffeine, like sugar, and they get our adrenals to fire or produce these hormones when we don't need them. So when our blood sugar drops, the adrenals release hormones that cause our blood sugar to rise and increase our energy. So that's naturally occurring in our body. So that's going to happen. So you're tired, these will kick on naturally. What most of us do now is either go for some form of caffeine or sugar or both in a 32-ounce Monster energy drink or whatever.
Mountain Dew or whatever I see those guys drinking.
Okay. Yep. They also are very active when we're stressed. I mean, that's, you go back to hunter and gatherer, if we're being hunted by something, they kick on when we're stressed to give us a lot of energy, car flips over on your kid and all of a sudden you flip the car over. I mean, that surges of adrenaline for us. So it's a fight or flight type hormones in the glands. We consistently put ourselves under stress and they don't function properly. So what stresses our adrenal glands out? Doc talked about sugar already, refined sugar. I mean, it's just so bad for us, and it's in so many products, and we become so used to it that it's very difficult to give up.
It's even in things you don't even think it's in. Anything packaged or processed that you buy, it's in there. Just read the fine print on there. So they're putting it in everything because it's going to make it taste better, then you're going to want to keep eating it. Are you going to go over a little bit about the potato chips in today with some of the chemicals that are in there? No, I want to continue with this, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you.
I don't want to step on your toes because I already covered this a little bit.
No, but I mean, I almost YouTube the commercial now. It's a health. It's like puts a healthy spin on eating toaster strudels, which is just refined grain and sugar at its like, epic. And these kids run around happy, and mom's the best mom in the world. I mean, but a lot of people fall into this thing. And
really, she's the worst mom in the world for serving toaster strudels.
Who's yelling serving fruit that's just literally, sugar. Caffeine, second stressor, major stressor. This is where I cheat. But caffeine is terrible for our adrenal glands. So caffeine normally is going to force these hormones to fire in our systems unnaturally. So it does stress out our adrenal glands quite a bit. The other thing is emotional stress. So if we're stressed from finances, relationships, whatever's happening, that causes a toll, a physical toll on our bodies. It's going to cause us to produce molecules like cortisol, which makes us store fat. It's going to make us fatigued, those kind of things. So when someone says, things are going on in my life, I'm stressed, and they're in pain, it's not just, psychosomatic. It actually does have a taxing toll on the body here. And the last is physical stress, which is one of the reasons why people start a lot of times chiropractic care is because they've had some kind of trauma, repetitive injury, but that causes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So let's go.
So cheese and crackers. How much sugar do you think? Cheese on crackers. I found these up. Sarah, you made these. Busted. Okay. How much sugar do you think is in this?
13 grams.
You cheated.
I'm
So,
around there.
No, I
If I were to
bet
guess, I wouldn't have thought many, but there's actually 13 grams of sugar, and there's 25 grams of carbs just in this little pack of processed cheese-on-cheese crackers, okay? So even though this is bread and cheese, there's still a ton of sugar put in this product. So this was just an example, so I won't grab it.
How do the carbs relate to the sugar?
Well, usually when they list carbs on here, sugar is going to be part of the carbs.
Right.
So if you ever look at juice, if you
Are
look
they
at the
good
carbs,
carbs though?
no. If you look at juice in the store, orange juice you buy, you look at the sugar content, it'll say, 26% of your recommended daily carbohydrates, 25 grams of sugar, or 30 grams of sugar. It's, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to go get juice and drink it at the store. We had a conversation with Tony today, who was in here earlier. He's like, well, I've been drinking a lot of juice. You can't do it from the store, because there's so much sugar in there, you're going to get this. So you got to really be careful when you buy products like that, even things like this, which we know is bad because it's a grain, it's packaged, but you don't think that the sugar's in there, but it is. Sure. No silly questions. What's that?
What's that?
Potatoes are carb.
But that's a good carb.
It's an okay
It's okay,
carb.
Carl.
Yes. If
So-
you need something starchy, potatoes. 'Cause go ahead.
Go ahead. We'll give you
How
this,
much did you
or you can look it up. That could be
Not a fried potato though.
No.
Baked potato. Sweet potato's even better. There we go. Yeah, good. All right.
But one of the things you guys can look up is glycemic index. Has everyone heard of a glycemic index? Okay. So this is especially for weight control. What glycemic index means is, I talked about when you eat sugar or carbs, you can have an immediate rise in your blood sugar. That's what they do. They'll take a carb or sugar, and they'll, let's say fruit, for example. If you eat a banana, bananas are generally pretty good for us, but for weight control, if you eat a banana, you're going to have a huge spike in your blood sugar. So the glycemic index for that is very high. Does that make sense? So that's going to really cause us to gain weight. What's that?
Pears
Pears are, yeah,
They're in the
pears are
middle.
in the middle. But like banana, pineapple, mango, those kind of things
Right.
are really cause a high in the glycemic index. Berries are fairly low. Apples and oranges and pears and those kind of things are in the middle.
So, I put a banana in my protein shake to basically make it edible.
Right.
Do I need to
No, I don't want to confuse you. It's because bananas are generally good, and then people start getting carried away that you can't eat anything. I eat, probably a banana a day. Same thing with the shake. But if you want to lose 30 pounds your first month, I would probably steer away from that. But bananas aren't going to make you really overweight.
No.
Cheese on crackers, cheese on cheese
Right.
crackers, and big sandwiches and
Cupcakes, cookies, like Joe
But
likes.
that's not good to lose weight.
But the banana, go ahead.
Well,
It's
no.
a serving of fruit. It's good for you. It's going to get potassium. So we're not telling you you can't eat that stuff. We're just trying to explain to you that when you see a high glycemic index food, you got to understand that that's going to spike your blood sugar, and that can cause some other effects. So that's all.
Yeah.
So make your own orange juice.
Make your own orange juice. Make your own fruit
Grapefruit
juice. Yeah, that would be a lot better than the store-bought stuff because again, they're going to load that with sugar. So you want to try to, if you can make your own juice, that would be the way to go. So
Even if it says 100% juice, it's not 100% juice.
Probably.
A lot of times it
It's-
says from concentrate.
it's probably, I don't know, it depends what juice. There is some,
And still a ton of sugar in it, so there's no way, people could drink a glass of orange juice this big. You would never get that from eating oranges.
With vodka.
Right.
Does that make sense?
take it easy back there.
There's more ways.
What about cranberry juice? You know how they have like pure cranberry juice? And
Same.
No loopholes.
No loopholes.
Just
No.
remember, no
What
loopholes.
is that?
No,
Grapefruit
that-
juice.
Grapefruit juice?
Really better than cranberry.
No, teasing you.
No, anything that's put in the bottle like that, like ocean spray, is going to have a lot of sugar.
You can have a little bit here and there, but
Yeah. We just don't want it to be a staple of your
No,
diet.
I mean it's like really just plain cranberry juice at Whole Foods.